afternoon everyone, and welcome to what's going to be one very hectic moving vlog. So we're going to look like this for the entire duration of this video because packing up an entire house is extremely stressful. So I had no idea what to film for this, okay, because I have been packing every weekend because life is hectic. Life is hectic. I have been packing my hair's not been washed in a week. Every weekend, every Saturday, Adam goes to work, and my mother and my grandmother have been over here helping me gut my house, get rid of, like, do you know how much SHIT you gather in 5 years? Especially as someone who gets a lot of packages for their job, especially as someone who has a lot of like protein powder and supplements and all this stuff. It's a lot, okay, it is an absolute lot. So I have spent literally the past like 6 weekends or so packing. It's not even packing, okay, it's clearing out. I've been clearing out, decluttering, taking stuff that dump. And the charity shops where I live must be booming with just about everything. So if you live near me, if you know where that is, get yourself to the charity shops because you can probably buy my entire house and wardrobe from there. So yes, the past 6 weeks I have been just decluttering, and I've started now the like packing process. The movers are coming in 2 days. So today's Wednesday, the 5th of October, and the movers come on Friday. I don't actually move house till the Monday, but we wanted everything out of the house over the weekend because I need to clean the house for the new buyers. I don't actually have to do that, but my mother is a clean freak and is absolutely like, you must have that house spotless for this woman. I disagree, but you know, I digress. This is what this video is going to be. I'm showing you where I'm at so far, and it's a joke. This is currently my haul. So you enter my house, and right now I've just taken these pictures off the walls. A lot of the pictures I am taking with me because they are ones that I put up from Decluttering, and I love Decluttering, and they're all posters. And I'm going to change out some of the pictures that are actually in them, but in terms of these were already in the house when I moved in. Like as I've explained before. Oh my god. I took that out of my bath. That's disgusting. Don't tell my mother. I'm actually giving them to her because she loves them. These are not my style of photos. They're not even photos, paintings, pictures, whatever. But these were already in the house. As I explained before, this was a show home, i.e. I bought it ready, like furnished down to the cutlery, like it was completely done. But half of it is ugly and not my style. So these pictures, these were in my bathroom, these were in my living room, and these were just on the stairs, like on this wall, like on the inside of this wall. This is all bedding from my spare room. It's actually just the throw I'm getting rid of and the cushions because I actually bought new bedding, like a new duvet and a new, like, what do you call that? Bedding? Just the duvet cover. And bed sheet and pillow slips. Is that the word I don't know what word I'm looking for. Anyway, here are all our shoes in this box. So it's starting to now look like a bit of a dump. So in my living room, I can't remember if I mentioned this. Oh, it's a little bit messy. Let me tidy up my table. Pretend that's not a mess. My whole life has been a mess, quite frankly, for the past few weeks. My skin, I just squeezed my whole chin, and that was not a good idea. But I'm going to take you through this room, right? I sold my couch. I sold my couch in my living room. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace. Everything else is in here is stuff that I'm going to take to the new house. Not necessarily for the living room, just to go somewhere. We're taking this chair. I actually kind of feel like this might go in the bedroom, but I'm not entirely sure. Also taking that chair. This is what we have sat on for the past 2 weeks, watching TV, and also where we've eaten our dinner, because I also sold my table and chairs. So I'm very sad that I have to leave my blinds behind. I need to leave my lights because they're all like, they're ugly anyway. I don't like sparkly lights, and this whole house is full of sparkly lights. But I'm taking like these side tables here, but I'm going to get them all sanded down because they are a mess. I'm taking the lamps, taking these 2 chairs, taking this mirror, even though I don't like it. But this is the problem, right? So like I said, I bought this show house, and you obviously pay the difference. Like it just gets added on to the price of the house, and that's fine. So when you're paying something all in one, you don't realise it as much as when you are now looking at the price of things. Why am I so pale? Am I okay? You don't realise, well I didn't realise, well I do realise, okay, but it's more like heartbreaking, the price of things. You know what, I've been looking at couches and I'm like, do I want to pay £2,000 for a couch? No sir, I do not. So I'm getting myself to IKEA because no thank you. Mirrors, this is not my style of mirror. I like, there's a brand called the William Wood, really nice mirrors, but each one's like at least £200 and I want like 4 of them. There you go, that's like nearly £1,000 on mirrors right away, but we're getting away from the point. Obviously TV's coming, this whole thing is like built in, so thank God it's staying. These are the decennial pictures I'm talking about. I am now going to change out the actual posters, but the posters are the cheap part, it's the frames that are expensive, so that's a-okay. I love this lamp, this is coming with me. Of course, my dried flowers and whatnot. So yeah, that's all my rug, because that was fairly new as well. But the issue is, right, the issue is, I was trying to take things that can be like repurposed in different places throughout the new house, because I do not want to take all my furniture from this house and move it into the next house and just feel like all I've done is just put the exact same stuff in the exact same place in a new house, and it's just not the vibe and not the feel. So whilst I'm taking these things, they are probably, like these are getting varnished, will probably be a different colour. Things are all going in different places. I'm taking the coffee table for now because, well, like I said, I don't even have a dining room table, so this is currently my kitchen. I've sat here and had breakfast and I eat my lunch here, but Adam and I normally watch any movie these days with dinner, so we're sitting in here. What am I even taking? The only thing I'm actually taking in here, literally, my stools. The pictures again, Adam really likes this vase, even though to me it looks like some kind of like grenade missile type thing. Kettle, toaster, this clock, probably going to spray that a different colour. But really, the kitchen, there's not much to take because, well, it's built in. It's built in, and that is the issue. Yeah, so my corner of my kitchen, this is the problem with the kitchen. I've looked at my fridge and freezer and my cupboard and thought, we have to eat through all this stuff within the next 2 days. Don't know how we're going to do that. But this is currently the corner of my kitchen, which just has random stuff in it, okay? This was more so stuff that was in my cupboard. If you remember, in my utility room, baby, I'm so sad that I have to leave my dryer and washing machine because, well, I really want them. I'm taking my microwave. If you remember this cupboard, this is my like supplement cupboard. So this is from IKEA. Well, my dad bolted it like onto the wall, and this was just full of all of my like protein supplements and whatnot. They've all come out and took up 3 boxes. I think I need to have a word with my protein and be like, look, I don't consume the amount of protein you send me. This is actually, like, we bought this and just bolted it on, so I'm taking this with me as well. That's kind of downstairs. If I showed you my garage, should I show you my garage? I probably could show you the garage actually, to show you how much packing I've done so far. And then I'm taking you upstairs to show you what I'm actually packing today because, well, it's quite a lot. Okay, so this is the spare room up the stairs, which has been a complete waste of a room for me since I've lived here. It's just, like, I got this big, like, corner oh, look at my full outfit. We got this corner couch from IKEA a while ago, and it's also, like, a sofa bed. So I'm taking that with me because it's literally never been used. It's just sat in this room. That's all, like, spare bedding and stuff that I can use for the sofa bed. Really? It's just boxes and boxes, half-packed boxes, full-packed boxes. The plan is basically to try and pack all of my like smaller things and whatever into boxes and label them all so that I know where everything is, because obviously you can leave that for packers to do. But I want to know where everything is. I had to do a massive clear out and then pack away the things that I'm actually keeping. So even just stuff like candles and blankets and whatever else I have, just getting it all packed away, and then like bigger furniture things I'm obviously leaving for the movers to do. But I kind of wanted it to be like as seamless as possible, so I have all this stuff boxed up. They just put all their boxes in their, is that a van? I don't even know what's coming. And then it's a case of furniture and like the pictures on the walls come down, and they put that in as well. So they basically have to store it over the weekend and then we can move it in next week. But because of that, we are going to get an inflatable mattress. My mum and dad live 5 minutes away from me, right, and they were like, oh, so exciting, you can come and live with us for the weekend. And I was like, I was planning on living in an empty house on a blow up mattress for 2 days, and she was like, are you mentally ill? Why would you do that when you have like a perfectly good house up the road? But we're going to do it for 1 or 2 nights, and then I will stay with my parents for another night or so. And then when we move into our new house, basically we get the keys. We didn't know what time we were getting the keys at, so we had to book the movers to come and put the furniture in the following day, so they're not coming till Tuesday. So the Monday when we get the keys, listen to this, right? Neither Adam and I have ever been called for jury duty. If you don't know what that is, I don't know if it's the same like worldwide, but jury duty in Scotland is you get called to be part of the jury in court, right? It happens now and then in your lifetime. I've never been called for it, Adam has never been called for it, and he literally got called for it a few weeks ago for Monday the 10th of October, the day we move house. I was like, of course, of course, of course, of course. So I'm going to be sitting in my mum's house working away with her Wi-Fi because we have a Wi-Fi issue with moving, and then as soon as he's finished court he can come and get me and we can go to our new house, get the keys. We're going to stay there that night, we're going to get like a takeaway, sit on a blow up mattress and quote unquote slum it. I know it's not slumming it, it's absolute luxurious way of slumming it, but that is the plan, and then all our stuff will come on the Tuesday. So the chances of him having jury duty is just, what is the chances of him getting called for jury duty the day we are moving house? This is another, that's just a spare room, there's nothing even going on in there, you don't even have to see that. But we're on the process of packing the bedroom. So far so good. My wardrobe, when I cleared it out, I sold loads of things on Depop and things as well. Well, I'm saying loads of things, it wasn't even, and it wasn't Depop, it was Vinted. I sold it on Vinted, but I'm literally spluttering everywhere. Essentially, when the movers come, they said just to leave your clothes in the wardrobe because they have big boxes with rails in them, and they just unhook your clothes from here and put it into these boxes, and then you then just put it in your new wardrobe when you move. That is ideal. But I can't remember if you, oh! What did I just stand on? What did I just stand on? Ow. I am not entirely sure I stood on anything there. So I don't know if you remember, I kind of refurbished my house when I took it over as a solo person. So my bedroom is all brand new stuff, like my side tables, my bed, my mattress, my bedding, like the pictures on the wall, this unit, TV, like all of it was all brand new just in like November, December time of last year. So it's brand new, so that's all coming with and going straight into my new bedroom. But yeah, I'm at the process of packing up just like all the extra bits that were on the side tables and things like that. I just need it to be absolute bare minimum because I was doing so well, and it gets to a point where I was like, right, I've done the majority, and then I really sat and thought about it this morning and thought, actually you haven't. So the next place that needs to be done, my office. Okay, we're going to talk about my office. If you guys remember, my gym wardrobe, the fact I even have a gym wardrobe is a disgusting sentence. My gym wardrobe was horrendously overflowing. I did a massive clear out of this a few weeks ago, and everything is categorised like by collections, all rolled, mostly rolled and packaged away nicely, and it fits into all of these baskets. These were from IKEA. I'm literally just going to lift these baskets out and take the built-in that my dad put in and put it into a new wardrobe, and that's that. So this wardrobe is fine. All this stuff up here is like packaged in boxes, that's fine to just lift out. But the problem is, I'm trying to see if there's anything like confidential over here, but there's really not. It's just mess. Essentially, this is the area that needs to be done. Okay, this is like a side table thing. This drawer's full. Down here is all like filing stuff and whatnot. There's obviously a printer. The actual desk itself is a mess. Like, I just need to clear out all of that stuff. Like, see all these like bits, just these bits. I also hate this office. I hate pink. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. So I am very much having a brand new vibe in my new office. But that is as far as I've got so far. I mentioned about 2 videos ago that I was extremely stressed, and I was going to address it in a video when I had passed it. And I've passed it. And it's all positive now. But let me just say, selling a house has been the most stressful thing I've ever went through in my life. And I'm laughing because it was so tragically bad. Long story short, I was in a chain, i.e. there was a person that was buying my house, had to sell their house, who had to sell their house, and I'm buying a new build. So there's kind of rules with a new build so that you can't pull out of the sale. And as a result, there was deadlines, etc. in place for missives to be done early. So missives are the legal paperwork that has to be signed to say that somebody's buying your house, etc, etc. These had to be concluded by a certain date. I needed extension after extension after extension from my new builder because the people buying my house and the rest of the chain was a shambles. And I mean, to the point, I spent the last month, and I'm not exaggerating, the whole like second half of August and the start of first 2 weeks in September, actually the first 3 weeks in September, I spent about 4 or 5 weeks every single day constantly on the phone to my solicitor, buyer solicitors, estate agents, the builder. Like, I have never been so stressed in my life, and I don't really get that stressed, right? Nothing really phases me that much, but oh my god, like, I wasn't sleeping properly, I lost my appetite, like, I was so, oh my god, I was struggling so much, because the whole thing was just it was just on the verge of like falling through completely, and that would have just been, it would have been undoable. Like, we could not have done it. It was absolutely not an option. I was getting to points where I was on the phone to my solicitor and she was just like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, don't even finish your sentence. And it's like, I'm sorry, it's not an option. You have to fix this. And it was just getting ridiculous, and to points that I was like, I want to disappear off the face of this earth because this is too stressful. It was the most stressful thing. And it was funny because when I was obviously selling the house or whatever, my mum was like, oh, it's the most stressful thing you'll ever go through in your life. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's probably stressful. No, I have never experienced stress like that in my entire life, genuinely. So if you're ever going to sell a house, good luck, because it was disgusting, like disgusting. And it basically got done at the absolute last minute, and when I say the last minute, I mean with like 24 minutes to spare, or else the whole thing would have just like fallen apart. But we're okay, we have moved on, everything worked out in the end. But it was the most stressful month of my life, and it happened to be the exact month that my app was launching at the same time. So I had the stress of trying to make and like conclude and like bring out the best product possible, and also sell a house and pack and move to a new house. And let me tell you, I will never be doing that again, never again in my life. So yeah, just a word of warning, I have had the worst month ever, hence my skin breaking out, hence a lot of things, but we're back to the positive vibes. Yes, this is currently the state of the bedroom. I'm going to finish off packing up in here, and probably the next, I'll actually show you the garage to see how much we actually have done so far, and then I will probably like reconvene this video in 2 days on Friday when the movers actually come, and I can do a bit of an empty house tour because I've never seen this house empty, so that'll be interesting.
From my window, sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door.
Let's go blow up our bed. Our deluxe airbed with built-in electric pump.
Oh, does it actually have a pump?
Yeah, it says it's built in, whatever.
Well, that's good.
Whatever that entails. Is that better?
You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. a Netflix marathon, Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone.
Exactly.
The moment I'm in dread.
The moment. Oh, is that Doomsday?
Yeah, when you said D-Day.
Okay.
Summer.
It's not D-Day, it's movie day! We went and got breakfast en route, and we actually, so we're Tim Hortons fans now, we've been 3 times and we're fans. But we have a half an hour drive because we're moving half an hour away. We just dropped off the keys to my now old house. Goodbye. And we went to Costa, and I'm not gonna lie, we didn't want to go to Tim Hortons because it was kind of off the beaten track as to where we're going, but
Just traffic sometimes.
I know, it's traffic lights, it's just off a roundabout, it's a bit much, so since I'm the world's worst YouTuber, I did not charge my camera. And there's evidence number 2. I'm gonna have to hold this, I can't just set it up. I've got crazy hair today. The lighting's actually better on the phone anyway, but my camera died because I didn't charge it. Literally the biggest day of life so far, and I didn't even charge my camera. But I was only wanting to show you my breakfast because they had the plant kitchen porridge, because I feel like see when you go to like Costa and things like that, see the breakfast options, they had like a vegan sausage roll thing. It's not what I want for my breakfast. So what's this coffee? What did I say it was? A large iced vanilla latte, extra vanilla and oat milk. And PS, because somebody's going to say, could you take your hands off the wheel? The car has self-drive mode. FYI.
My hands are on the wheel.
They're on it now. You took a drink, that was all. But somebody will say it. So I'll just highlight that. But we're on our way, so we've been at ETA 24 minutes. We're going to be there bang on our appointment time. So we're actually really hoping that, so we had a plan, so we've not even seen this house once, we don't even, well we've seen like a online version of it, but we don't actually know what the house looks like. We've not even seen like the kitchen that we have seen the kitchen we've picked because it was in the show home, but we've not seen it like in our house. So we had a plan, we were like, right, this is the way we're going to go around the house. So the kitchen's going to be I'm most excited for the kitchen. Also our garden was potentially going to be slightly sloped, right? So we've had a bit of anxiety about the garden, but I wanted to see the kitchen first, but now you're like, no, we'll save the kitchen till last. So we're going to go in, we're going to hit the living room, we're going to go up the stairs, and we're going to go from like the other side of the house round through to the bathroom, round and end in our bedroom, and then go to the kitchen. But we'll see how that actually works, because we demonstrated zero willpower last night. That's a different story for a different time. But we're thinking that because it's a new build, they might give us like a tour, they might say, oh come, we'll show you around, and it's like, no thank you. We want to do it ourselves, but we'll find out. We're now going to be a minute late. But anyway.
You don't have to